expectations are high, but overall, your excitement level has got to be pretty high right now.
It is. I mean, we talked about it. We went into the offseason feeling pretty good about ourselves, knowing that there was more work to be done, but it was a fun group to watch. I think our fans recognize that, the Bay Area recognized that, and we certainly did as a staff and an organization, that we had a special group, and they found ways to win games. And now but we know that even doing all those good things, we came up shorter than what we wanted. So there's work to be done, and we anticipate that these guys will take the same approach that they did last year and continue to find ways to get better.
I know you said moments ago we had our media session that you don't think there's pressure in trying to build off of last year, and the guys don't feel like there's pressure. But you do feel that there is something that you guys want to prove to people? You may not call it pressure, but there is something you want to prove that last year wasn't just a fluke.
Well, we learned a lot about ourselves, and we know we're a good club. Now we got to do some things maybe a little different than other clubs to get there. But we got to come out of camp somehow being healthy, and we've struggled with that in the past. But if we're healthy and we're versatile, and get the similar buy-in that the guys provided for our organization last year, we've got a chance to do some special things.
You have a lot of new guys in camp this year that weren't here last year. Some of the younger guys, but also guys you picked up like a Yandy Diaz, Avi Garcia, Charlie Morton, Mike Zunino. What do those four guys bring to this club that you're really excited to see?
Well, there's some veteran leadership that's kind of organically going to happen, just because if you look at a guy like Charlie Morton. Charlie he's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with not performing well. He's dealt with closing out a World Series game. So it's a pretty unique baseball experience, and all of them bring their own. Like you said, Zunino, he's caught Felix Hernandez for the last 6 years. That's a pretty special pitcher to catch. To be able to have those types of minds come into what we consider a young clubhouse, I think is only going to help them. We're not asking anybody to do something different than what they have in the past, but I think naturally some leadership will evolve throughout this spring.
The opener, you guys had so much success with that. You're expanding it now to the fourth and the fifth spot. And you have a lot of different guys that can plug and go. You have your Stanek, your Yarborough, and then other guys that could possibly get in there like a Faria now that he's back, and other guys. Why do you think that's had so much success last year? And then why does it seem to work with your guys' philosophy, the guys you have on this team? Because some teams have tried to tinker with it a little bit late, not as long as you guys have, but haven't found that success yet. Why does it work for you?
Well, the two biggest reasons is one, the way the pitchers committed to it and understood this was best for us to win games. And the second is we got good pitchers. That we're fortunate that we've got a bunch of guys that can really impact us on a nightly basis and help us win games. I think going forward, we saw the benefit of it, and we also saw the benefit of working in young guys to the big leagues. You see so many times where young pitchers come up, and it's a challenge for them. And I think that we can continue to find ways to not overexpose, to protect some guys here and there. We're going to be benefited from it in the long run.
You look a lot at this year. This is year 5 for you. Has it flown by?
Yeah, I mean, my hair is gray, so yeah, no, it's been great. It's been a great experience. Last year was very rewarding, in the fact that we started to see some things really take shape, come together. Our scouting department and our player development department have done just an amazing job of working and getting everybody connected. We look at it, it's our time to go out there and find ways to win games and do it early. Last year we fell behind the eight ball a little bit. I don't think anybody that's held over from last year is going to remember that. So we want to do everything we can to get off to a good start.
Yeah, it feels like just yesterday we were talking your first spring training, how you're going to go about everything, nerves and all that stuff. But what do you think you've learned the most about yourself in 5 years of being a manager in Major Leagues?
Yeah, I think you come in with expectations, anticipating, but you can never really expect how much. The communication, the relationship building, that doesn't stop. And there's also there's holdovers from year to year. Then there's new faces, and you've got to start it back up again. But these players appreciate having good relationships with everybody in the building, and I think that is a constant, and maybe something that I didn't maybe value as much in year 1.
You only would know that just through going through it, just experience,
so,
just like anything.
Experience. I mean, you can be told I've had so many great mentors and played for so many great coaches and managers, but when you actually go through it, you recognize that it's a lot. I mean, it's fun, but it also keeps you on your toes and challenged.
Well, fans are excited for the season, obviously.
I am too.
You know, the players are too. You know, one thing I wanted to ask you, and I don't know how much you can say, but you know, fans are also a little upset about the fact that the Ybor Stadium situation fell through. And I know it's out of your control, obviously. You can't control that. But as a manager and other players, knowing that it's out of your control, but what are your just thoughts on something like that and what it could mean for the future?
Well, I know it's been a big topic of conversation. I do my best to stay out of the new stadium. I think the more that we can do to make the Tropicana Field a great environment for the Rays and make it not a great environment for the opposition is going to help us a lot. And we saw that last year. We talked about dome field advantage, home field advantage. Those guys created that last year, and we got to continue to do that in 2019.
Well, we wish you all the best, Kevin. Thanks for taking the time, and look forward to seeing what you guys can bring on the field.
Awesome. I am too. Thank you.